Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Very good evening to you. Welcome along. It's Friday Night Live. It's just after 7 o'clock, and of course, you're with Stu Bear right here in the chair for the next 60 minutes with the fastest show on YouTube. And to start things off this evening, hey, we got a special guest, and they're going to be introducing tonight's show. So, hey, here's coming up in exactly 2 seconds.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris Brady. I'd like to give a big shout out to Julie, Stu and all Airshow World. Enjoy the show.
And that's Captain Chris Brady from the A320. We're coming up for you. To start tonight's show off, we got a few clips from Manchester. Some beauties coming up. Well, what a fantastic location to go and film some great aircraft, especially when the weather was as good as that. That was from just a couple of years ago, filmed by myself and also James. And we're going to feature some more videos by James a little bit later. But right now, hey, let's have a quick look and say hi to a few folks in the chat room, like saying hello to Becky Davis, also Dick McVitie, and Graham. Hello, Graham and Becky Davis. Yes, we just mentioned her. Jimmy Pass. Hi, Jimmy. And Jeffrey, Peter Farr, Lucas is also with us. And Lanny, the Lancaster Bomber. Good evening to you. Having a good Friday night. And who else? Mid-Atlantic. RR is with us. Dave O. And also our good friend. That is UHN100. Dave O. Owen Paul. The Godfather. Colin Hill. Owen Paul, I think I mentioned him twice. Hey, he's so good, we've got to mention him twice. Also, Malcolm James, Amy Wilson. Amy wants to say good evening, Stu Bear, and all looking forward to another great Friday night show. And that's with lots of love from Amy, Claire, and Dave. Big smiley faces. Also, Dick McVitie, and we've got Jelly _ Dude 25. Like it. Karen Concurrence with us. Malcolm James. I've obviously mentioned some of these names twice. Excuse me for that. Roger Shadbolt, Jilly and Peter from Lincolnshire. And who else can we say before we go into the next feature? Hannah F is with us. And also we've got Declan. And let me go through the rest of the list. If I miss you out, hey, just put it in again and I'll say hi. Mark Webber Webster, my main man. How the devil are you? And Jim Gemmell. And let's get to the bottom of the list. Oh, Stephen Billings is with us, and also Gary Inge, and who else have we got? We've got Jim Gemmell. Okay, hey, keep the messages coming in and I'll give you a mention as the show progresses. We've got let's have a look. Blimey, I better get moving. We've only got 52 minutes of the show left, so let's keep on rolling. And we're going to go back, bring on a bit of summertime heat, because the weather, especially yesterday, what an awful week the weather's been this week. Terrible torrential rain, but we're going to give you a bit of sunshine. Back to last summertime with this really cool helicopter. It's the Hungarian Hind. That's coming up for you like right now. Enjoy. Keep the messages coming. Well, that's a good place to live there, Lucas, from Stewartville. He's just made it in time. That's a do. Hey, my man, this is for you. Hi gang, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, saying a massive thanks to everyone this year for supporting Airshow World. I'm already planning next year, and hopefully with your help we can take it to the next level, but I can only do this with your support. So become a member of Airshow World. I have 3 levels, so click the link below and help Airshow World grow. And how do you do that? Well, if you just click on more underneath the video, you'll see there's a link, and if you click on that, you'll be able to join. And thank you to all the fantastic folks who have already joined Airshow World. And hey, as the man says, help Airshow World grow, and we'll love you forever. So thank you very, very much to all the people supporting Airshow World. And also, not just that, at the end of each month, you get the chance to win something. And hey, we've only got a couple of more weeks before we do our next giveaway. So if you want to be in the chance to win something at the end of the month of November, become a member right now. Meanwhile, so then, Adu, it's your birthday, is it? Well, a very, very happy birthday to you. And thank you for all your support and for joining us, especially on your birthday. That is wonderful, my man. And each week when I put these shows together, I always try to feature a helicopter, especially for Adu. Doesn't always happen that way, but I always do my best for you. Anyway, who else can we say hello to? We can say hi to Emma. Hello, Emma. Nice to see you as well. And keep those messages coming in, all right? Because it's great to say hi to you and knowing that where you are in the world. So if I don't already know, hey, let me know whereabouts you are. And also, I've forgot to mention him earlier. We've got SHGP is watching the show tonight as well, so great to have your company. Keep the messages coming. I absolutely love seeing them coming up, and I'll do my best to read out as many as I possibly can. But that last clip, that of course was the Hungarian Hind, and right now we're going to stay with the Royal International Air Tattoo back in the sunshine from last year with an aircraft that is quite a big aircraft, really, and you don't expect to be it's all thrown around like an extra 300 or something like that, but this big aircraft certainly can do it. And we're going to watch right now the Italian C-27J, better known as the Spartan. So have a good look at this in the beautiful blue skies as well. Takeoff time.
We were there 3.5 years. We were in the season camp on. We was first there. We went. So we did about 3.5 years there. Here we go. The kids before used to talk to us and big packs of sports on sometimes.
The FAC.
T-shirts. No, it isn't. No, my grandson's going to the same camp. That's right. Next year, isn't it? So you'll have to pay.
Well, of course, I've got to say hi and thank you to Stephen Billings becoming a member of Airshow World. Thank you so much there, Stephen.
Been with him since 15 or 16. She's pregnant. Oh, it'll be a year. Sometimes it's been hard. In the army and that, it was hard.
Well, it makes it even harder.
I'd never have guessed. No fights whatsoever.
Hey, and another fantastic member of Airshow World, that is UHN 100. And I gotta tell you, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, with all your support.
Spartan, right base, full stop. Spartan 27, roger, runway 27, circling 09 3 knots, clear to land. Clear to land, Spartan.
So it knows how to do a great display and also watch the landing as well. This is brilliant. From last summer times, Royal International Air Tattoo. And thanks to all you guys, the Bear will be there again next year. But right now, hey, I've got some bears. They're knocking on my door. They want to be let in. All right, let them in. Oh yes, it's the Bear. It's Stu Bear, and you're watching Airshow World.
Oh yes.
You certainly are. Every Friday night you can catch the Bear between 7 and 8 o'clock. The 60-minute show, the fastest show on YouTube, and it's great to have your company. Keep the messages coming. Gonna say a big happy birthday to Malcolm. He is in the room. It's his birthday on Sunday. Hey, Malcolm, a big happy birthday to you. Have a great weekend, my man. Meanwhile, we started the show off with this.
Clear for takeoff 27.
With those very distinctive radio comms. Hey, here it is. Death was its call sign, and here it is, the B-2 Spirit Bomber. Not doing a display, just taking off. Here we go.
Shelby 13 is at Vibrary. Shelby 13, roger, thank you. Continue on your own navigation, avoid Bryson space and cleared en route. Good day. Navigation on break, good day, thanks. See you next year, Shelby 13. Thanks, nice departure, I noticed it.
From the Royal International Air Tattoo 2013, here's just a couple of their departures from the Monday.
Irish 263, runway 27, you're clear for takeoff. The wind is 240, 6 knots.
Clear takeoff, runway 27, Irish 263.
Copy, hold short of runway 27 on Foxtrot Profiles, Japanese Air Force 601.
Japan Air Force 601.
Japan Air Force 601 via holding point, Foxtrot South, Slan, light up await runway 27.
Japanese Air Force 601, line up on the runway 27.
Golf Foxtrot Mike, take the next left turn off the runway at Charlie, next left at Charlie.
Go ahead.
Okay, you will be departing to the Yeovilton area, where you will have to join up as an 8 ship before you get to prior to entering controlled airspace. So I want you to join up in the Yeovilton area.
Roger, copy, and there'll be 9 ship, 5+4.
Twister formation, I have your clearance.
Can I have the twister?
Twister formation, Fairford North departure, squawk 4775.
Fairford North, talking 4775 for twister and ready taxi.
Twister, roger, are you in front of the grobs or behind them?
We'll be behind the grobs.
Okay, follow the grobs to our Foxtrot North, runway 27.
Follow the grobs, Foxtrot North, twister.
10, enter runway 27, backtrack, vacate at Charlie North.
38 following the leader, backtracking and vacate Charlie North.
Japan Air Force 601, thank you for coming. Bring some Eagles next time. 13455, 13455, bye-bye.
Is that Black Eagles starting?
Roger, Black Eagles.
Is that the 3 aircraft that are going to Farnborough?
Black Eagles, 3 aircraft starting.
Black Eagles, roger.
Via Foxtrot North, line up 27.
Line up 27 for twister.
Okay, leader 6 and Swiss 507 to holding point Foxtrot South, runway 27.
Holding point Foxtrot South, 27, leader 6 inside, Swiss 507.
Clear for takeoff with them in sight, 2509 knots.
Clear for takeoff for twister.
Uniform Alpha Foxtrot 440, Alpha package, line up 27.
Copy Alpha package, line up 27.
Uniform Alpha Fox 440, Alpha package 27, clear for takeoff, the wind is 2509 knots.
Copy, 440, Alpha package, clear for takeoff, copy wind.
German Air Force Mike 51, Fairford Tower.
German Air Force Mike 51, ready taxi.
Roger, leader vehicle for the German Air Force Tornado down on green.
Fairfield ground Black Eagles, I have to departure first to 062 because I have landing on Scarborough 11:15.
Ah, yes, of course it was, wasn't it? It was 2012 because, yeah, that was when the Black Eagles were there for the very first time. But just finishing off just then, you saw the Alpha San brilliant display team. Right, what are we going to do for you? Well, hey, now, as you know, it's Children in Need and all that fantastic good stuff that goes with that. And, hey, don't switch over just yet. But our good friend, and hopefully we'll be able to see a photograph coming up in just a moment. There he is, the man himself. That's Mark Jeffries, and together with Pip and, hey, the rest of the team from Little Gransden. Because, as you know, Airshow World always likes to be a Little Gransden airshow. And Mark Jeffries, who is on the furthest right, he's just literally come back from Bahrain for he was performing at their airshow for a few days over last weekend. I tell you what, a massive logistical, what they do to be able to get the aircraft out there. They have to ship them out, and takes around about 3 weeks or whatever to get the aircraft over there. Then they rebuild them, and but anyway, back to what we're looking at right now. Their air show that they have in at the end of August. It's always the 28th, 29th, 30th, something like that of August. It's always the bank holiday Sunday, and what they do, their air show is all for children in need. So any profits they make, it goes towards that. And look at that, there's a big check for £20,000. That was how much they raised last year at their brilliant air show. So hey, a big round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Mark and the team. Hey, keep on doing your stuff, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. You may notice on the Facebook of Airshow World, we feature quite a lot of Mark Jeffries and the Global Stars, and also, of course, we show them quite often on the YouTube. So, hey, Mark, keep it up. All right, we are going to keep this show actually rocking and rolling because we've got another 30 minutes still of the show to come your way, and a lot of aircraft to fit in between now and then. Before we actually get to the next feature, I'm going to say hi to Mac Cat Lady. Malcolm Jane, say happy birthday to you, my man, for Sunday. And also Robert Brunn, hello to you. And also, I noticed somebody else popped in the room, and I can't find their name at the moment, but I will find them, and I'll give you a shout out just a little bit later. But hey, if I do miss you out, don't be afraid. Put a message back in and I'll certainly say hi. Because, hey, it's all down to you guys. That's why we keep doing the Friday night shows. And we are going to keep on rolling because we've got more action coming up right now. We're going to go back to Cosford. Now, hey, I can't remember the year this was. It was probably around about 2014-ish.
The Cosford approach 135875.
But to start things off, they weren't actually flying Jaguars, but they were allowing them to taxi. So let's have a look at this.
Kilo Cosford tag, good afternoon, runway 06, QFE 1005. If you hold it, the reservoir will bring you in shortly. You just hold at the reservoir and we'll keep you updated what the program is.
Okay, thanks for that. And if it's 06 for the signing cross, then I'd like to join white base to 06.
Okay, that will be approved.
Chrono in the second of the two Jaguars, taxiing down the runway now.
So once again, many congratulations to Mark and the gang down there at Little Gransden. And you saw on that photograph the reporter. Also, Dave, Pip, and Mark. Well done, guys.
Freedom and the like. show the Jaguars taxiing back down the runway to return to their parking spaces. But what a pleasure to see them. I'm glad we did eventually see them. So they can offer the use of all the controls that you would normally use in an aircraft before it flies, but the difference is these are sadly never going to
Well,
again. But
Matt Cat Lady, don't you dare go anywhere.
it's been lovely. If one of
We
them
might have a surprise for you in just a couple of minutes.
and took off and flew somewhere exciting to a secret airfield somewhere so that it could fly on to the future. Some place like Hot Swigley near Manchester. I'm sure there must be a secret airfield there with a runway that a Jaguar could land on. It's a good thought.
Also, hi to Zakari, joining us on this good old Friday night.
Station con you cadets again. Okay. Just a radio check. Thought I'd lost you. Hotel Kilo, if you want to feed in now, position downwind right hand for runway 06. I may have to orbit you for one orbit downwind, but expect the runway to clear shortly. Roger that. Just about to coming into the left hand down. Sorry, right hand downwind for 06.
Job one day. So we're looking for what will look suspiciously like a Messerschmitt 109, but will actually be a
And also hi to our very good friend, that's Marcus Camfield. He was down at Telford last weekend. Hope you had a good weekend, my boy.
The Bushons had
Kilo down final for the green to land. Hotel Kilo is clear to land, instant wind 3607 knots. Roger.
Display, good afternoon, wing walk formation, holding to the north.
More formation, Cosford display, good afternoon, sir, runway 06 right, QFE's 1005, with one on finals, expect to call in shortly.
Roger, and the QFE 1005 wing on.
Vic Norman and his amazing team live and work, although they're so popular. Biplanes, same sort of vintage as Tiger Moths, but a lot bigger and tougher.
I found it. Also hi to Philip
Each biplane.
Aguina, or something like that. Right now, though, let's have the roar of the Vulcan.
Starting at about 160 knots, 184 miles an hour, and accelerating up to 300 knots. And pulling away off to our left to come straight in from the far side of the airfield. And the noise there coming from 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus engines, 202 engines, 16,500 pounds of static thrust each, total of about 65,000. The same engine, a later model, was the engine that powered Concorde. Of course, the Concorde ones had reheats. This was not a supersonic aeroplane, the Vulcan. But if you look at the shape, and if you extend that shape by about 1 3/4, you do actually get recognisably Concorde. The shape that was to become Vulcan, first drawn on a scruffy piece of paper in 1946 by the man who designed the fantastic Lancaster, Roy Chadwick. He died in 1947 in a crash, and he never saw his brilliant design fly. Nor did he see it become the first successful operational delta-wing aircraft in the world. Rather like R.J. Mitchell not seeing his Spitfire into RAF service. So watch now as Bill Ramsey takes the aircraft into a spiral climb. The famous Vulcan howl. There are different explanations for how that happens. The easiest is that people say it's a bit like blowing over the top of a Coke bottle. You've got 2 engines on each side with a single intake, and under certain conditions you get that wonderful whistling sound. The Cold War, and this aeroplane was a significant player in that ending of the Cold War. Vulcans, she was kept on after Vulcans virtually went out of service as part of the Vulcan display flight, because then as now, everybody loved her so much they wanted her to keep on flying as a display aircraft. And she finally retired from the RAF in 1993. Now as she comes by this time, watch for the bomb doors opening, and you'll see that capacious bomb bay that carried 21 1,000-pound bombs. So Jonathan Lazari, the AEO, is opening the bomb bay as she goes by. And that, of course, is the heart of the bomber. And that was the bomb load that Martin Withers, sitting in the right-hand seat today, took the more than 6,000-7,000 miles down to the Falkland Islands from Ascension Islands, 7,000 miles round trip.
What a beautiful, fabulous
He was
aircraft.
supported by 11 Victor tankers.
Just going to cut in just for a moment. Got a couple of more folks to say hi to. Jimmy Pass, hi to Jimmy. Sorry I missed you earlier. And also Awash 2004.
All 21 1,000-pound bombs, and they hit the runway with 2, and that was about par for the course, because these were dumb wartime bombs. If you wanted to make sure of hitting a point target, you had to have lots of overkill. So they did what they were supposed to do, and they eventually got back. Martin Withers was awarded the DFC, and it was a turning point in the Falklands War. It gave the Argentines pause.
And also a very good evening to Ultron 3XT.
Islands, which was significant in the prosecution of the war.
Very, very good evening to my good friend. That's Foot Launch 1. How the devil are you?
See, she can whisper by when she's not making lots of noise.
Display port toward 640.
Good afternoon, runway 06 news, 31005.
Roger, we're turning in at the lake. It takes about 30 seconds to get back onto the lake, and then 1.5 minutes to get in.
And Vulcan, that's now display complete, and we're turning on a 070. We'll continue with Shoreby approach. Also, Roger, you've got a formation to the northeast of your 3 miles.
And coming up for you right now on Stu Bear's Airshow World, it's time to go way back in time with classic air shows. Oh, MacCat lady, I think you're going to enjoy this. It's not an air show, but it's way back in time. Big thank you to James. He filmed this way back when. I cleaned it up, edited it, repaired the tape. The tape was actually broken, so I was able to retrieve this, and we've got this fantastic footage from Coltishore.
Place check. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to stay the power of the lower commercial. We're lining up the lane west of that, 7 pilots, we're headed up.
And of course, saying a big thank you to JF Aviation. Check his YouTube channel out. That's our very good friend James. And this is one of those tapes that I had to put a bit of sticky tape on. Literally. A few years back, James gave me hundreds and hundreds of high 8 tapes, and a lot of them needed a little bit of care. In other words, sticky tape came to the fore. And thank goodness I was able to retrieve this amazing footage. Well done, James.
Five to Leonard 10. It's 188.
And if you remember the high 8 tapes, you remember there were little tiny bit of tape. And they were prone every now and again to breaking. So I got a bit of sellotape, and this was the result. We got it back. Absolutely stunning. In that sky as well. Whoa. And coming up right now on Stu Bear's Airshow World, it's time to take to the skies with some beautiful drone footage. Here we go then. This week, audience participation time, if I can say it right. Audience participation time. It's dead easy, this one. It's by the seaside. Oh, that gives it away. So come on, in the chat room right now, let me know, where in the world is this? And tonight's brilliant drone footage is courtesy of our very good friend Clive, from his drone video YouTube channel. And getting it absolutely spot on the first time, that's Roger Shunbold. It's Nuki. No, not Nuki, Nuki. I love the music. I just love the drone footage. It just gives you a totally wonderful view. So support Airshow World, and you never know, we may one day be able to get a drone and bring you more great footage from all over the country, Europe, you name it, we'll do it. So become a member right now and support Airshow World. I'll love you for it. See that? Dick McVitie, that's where I get the nickname of the bear. You remember Nookie Bear? Ah, fantastic. Well done, everybody, for getting it right.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. I'm at United DJs Radio, and you're watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear. Come fly with me sometime right here. United DJs.
United DJs. Hey, thank you very much there, our good friend Tony Prince, the main man. Hey, SHGP, behave yourself. I'll give you Birkenhead. And Dick McVitie always puts a smile on my face. Gareth Jones, of course, you got it spot on. Smiley face as well. Well done, Gareth. And Marcus Camfield. How the devil are you, Marcus? Well, as I said, last weekend he was down there at Telford for this model show. And yeah, you know, model aeroplanes and all that sort of stuff. I could tell you a funny story, but I'll leave it for another week, you know, about models. Just to say, I got rather confused at the air tattoo last year. I was talking to somebody and they said, oh yeah, I do models and what have you. And, oh right, what, Airfix? Yeah, we'll stop it there, right? Because SHGP Media, he knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, we'll go into that one another time. And Lord, you got it right as well, of course. Hey, we've got another feature coming up right now, and I'm gonna love this so much. We're gonna go back to not too far away, really. It was back in September, and I was there with my really good friend, of course, Maurice Moon and SRH Steve, and we had a fantastic few days down at the Battle of Britain Air Show at Duxford, and we're going to show you just one clip tonight. If you want to see more, of course, hey, I've got a DVD of it, and the winners won that a couple of months ago. I think that was the first DVD I gave out. If you want a chance to win a DVD, become a member of Airshow World right now. Remember, it's the middle membership, and if you join that, who knows, at the end of November, you could be winning a DVD or a Blu-ray, or hey, there's lots of other things we're going to do next year, all right? But anyway, let's get the last item on the go, and yes, I said it was Duxford. That's where we're going right now. Battle of Britain show. It was brilliant, and here is the NHS Spitfire.
And I'm delighted to introduce you once again to our lead commentator today. It's Ben Donnell. Ben.
Thank you very much to Colin Wilshire, who will of course be with me throughout what promises to be an afternoon like no other in Duxford Airshow terms, because not only of the unique array of aircraft assembled in our flying programme, but also the underlying additional commemoration.
She says, hey, it's me, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you.
And just down 80 years ago...
Anyway, here it goes. Take it off for you right now. Don't forget, keep the messages coming in.
Now, the NHS Spitfire, the PR-11.
You certainly did, Dick McVitie. That's why we got this video. It was hammer time with the rain. Quick mention to Kirk Ferrari. Hiya, Kirk. The question is, hey, are you popping up to Leeming to get those F-18s? I went last year, and it was brilliant.
B-17, your visibility fine and you can tell me.
And if you listen carefully, you can also hear the rain coming down. Listen.
A quite beautiful example of the Spitfire as well. A very elegant, very high speed, unarmed photographic reconnaissance PR-11 version.
Absolutely beautiful aircraft.
In the famous wartime PR blue livery.
We got a bonus feature coming up for you, so don't you dare go anywhere. Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. Well, normally that part of the show would be calling it wrap because we've just got over the 60 minutes. But hey, we've got a bonus feature coming up for you and you don't want to miss that. That's coming up in just a couple of moments. But as we mentioned earlier in the show, a big well done to the guys down there at Little Gransden. That's Mark Jeffries, Pip, and Dave, and we showed that photograph just a little bit earlier, and there it is. Okay, because it's Children in Need Day, and I'm sure some of you'll be watching this in just a couple of moments on the BBC. But there we go, the Little Gransden Air Show, one of my favourite air shows of the year, and it's always great to be invited back. And there's Mark Jeffries with a big smile, fresh. Look at that, he's got a suntan. He's just come back from Bahrain, where they had a really successful weekend last weekend. I explained all about that earlier, but there they are, getting that check for £20,000, and that was down to all you guys for going along and supporting that particular air show. It's always the last weekend in August, the bank holiday weekend. That's at Little Gransden. Excuse me. But tonight we are going to wrap things up with, well, some really sad news. I was absolutely heartbroken last weekend when I heard about that absolutely awful crash over there at Wings over Dallas. Absolutely broken about that. And so tonight I'm going to wrap things up with, hey, one of our favourite aircraft, and as a tribute to those very, it was so sad to hear about the pilots that sadly died in that B-17. And so we're going to pop back to Duxford from last September, should I say, with the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. So we're going to call it a wrap and play you this, the wonderful Sally B, as a tribute to those guys. Thank you, and a very good night.
Missions during the Second World War.
All out of there.
You said earlier, Ben, that there were many thousands. I think the number is something like 20,000 American servicemen lost their lives during that period. And we must recognise that many of them, most of them in fact, were young men. That's something that doesn't change in wartime. The average age is about 19.
And the heroism was so considerable when, even more than that, you consider the sort of missions they were being thrown into, flying and operating not just the B-17s, but also the consolidated B-24 Liberators. The main tactic of the 8th Air Force daylight raids against German industrial facilities and transport and resupply networks. And in the early part of their commitment to the European theatre, let's not forget, they didn't really have a suitable escort fighter. They were using Spitfires, which were very short-ranged as escorts, and so the losses on those missions were horrendous.
They were, and we saw earlier the Mustang, and we talked about the impact that made, and the impact that it made was in fact in support of the bombing campaign of the Americans over the central part of Europe.
Indeed, because when both the P-47 Thunderbolt, which you see one of in the American Air Museum, and the Mustang came along, they really did change that situation. But nonetheless, even with extra fighter attack operations on board the B-17s at altitude, appalling represents all of
No, it's no good to me. It works.
Now, we can't stress enough, Colin, can we? This is a privately operated, four-engined heavy bomber, and there aren't any more of those in Europe other than this one.
Yes, that's right. I mean, when you think about the cost of it just running up the engine, so,
indeed,
I shudder to think how much that is, but it's all thanks to the support, the wonderful support of the Sally B Supporters Club. And if you want to join up, you can today. You'll find their marquee where you can go and talk to the guys of the Sally B Supporters Club. It's right where Sally B will be parked up later on this afternoon.
And of course, down to the aircraft operator, Ellie Sallingbow, her involvement with the aeroplane stretching right back to 1975. This aircraft now the only airworthy B-17 left flying in Europe. It has many TV and film credits to its name, and so your support by either taking a tour of the aircraft once it's back on the ground or by buying an annual membership to the Sally B Supporters Club would be exceptionally welcome. This aircraft, one of the most potent memorials one can think of to the efforts of the US Army Air Forces between 1942 and 1945.
313 last half. Mercury 3, George, are you there? Hey, come here. Mercury 4 level. Co-pilot seat. SallyB.org.uk is where you can go to sign up for the Supporters Club online. The armed bomber, even when it first appeared in 1935, hence being given the name Flying Fortress.
Yes.
But that was nothing compared with this aircraft. 2 machine guns in the chin turret, a bomb load between 4,500 and 8,000 pounds, depending on the mission. Less than the B-24, which was longer range. You can see quite a small bomb bay on the B-17. But nonetheless, this aircraft made the most tremendous contribution alongside the B-24 to the efforts of the 8th Air Force, those daylight raids mounted from all across East Anglia.
Yes, we think about those daylight raids being primarily on the German cities, but at the time of D-Day, the precision bombing really came into its own because they were dropping bombs really close to the advancing towers.
Indeed, and then of course we've just seen the Yak 3 there. There were the so-called shuttle missions where B-17s would leave their home base, attack their targets and land elsewhere to refuel and rearm. Operation Frantic was one of those. In the summer of 1944, they were hitting objectives that were too far east for a conventional mission to achieve and come back to East Anglia. Places such as Hungary and the further eastern reaches of Germany, so the B-17s actually would land at airfields in the Soviet Union, refuel, and then hopefully make it home. Well, Sally B has made it home with Andrew Dixon and Paul Schuer in command. A magnificent sight, and I think we can already start hopefully looking forward to this aircraft notching up its 50th anniversary display season in 2025, but it needs your support to do so. So do go along to the Sally B stand. As the B-17 clears then, we're going to get our Bristol Mercury engined formation into the air. Always a treat. Off the hard runway goes the Bristol Blenheim 1F.
So whenever you see that wonderful B-17 Sally B flying, always look to the skies and think about the pilots and crew, and especially on the little item that I wanted to feature tonight. And I think that Ben Dunnell put that absolutely perfectly, explaining how you can support Sally B, because it is it's a charity, and it's only down to you guys that aircraft aircraft keeps on flying. But I hope you enjoyed that extra little item. As I said, I was absolutely devastated last weekend. But hey, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show as well. Hey, and thank you as always to all the great comments you've been putting into the chat room. I'm going to say, I say it every week, you're the best. Absolutely. It's the best chat room on YouTube right here on Air Show World. Keep on supporting. Thank you to all the new members. And hey, I will see you, if not before, I'll see you next Friday night for the Friday night show every Friday between 7 and 8 o'clock. You have yourself a wonderful weekend and keep looking out for new videos either on Facebook or right here on YouTube. We'll see you next time. A very, very good night.